How do you measure risk? How do you measure risk? Measure risk. And then how do you manage risk? Now, if you ask anybody, how do you measure risk? They will tell you, well, I measure risk this way. Risk, reward. And they will even tell you, I just look at what are the probabilities of success. Am I right? Yes or no? And that's not a bad way to look at it. You can say, you know, what are the probabilities of success? I got a 90% chance to succeed in this. It's a very good way to look at it. And most universities actually, like in Stanford, one time I took a presentation where they said, risk, reward, what you must calculate is the probability. What is your probability for success? Great presentation. I was very elated with it. And when I started really digging into it some more, I found out that's a wrong formula. Risk, reward, the probability is not the success probability. It's the failure probability that you gotta measure. I want to measure my risk in a building I'm going to buy or in anything I'm doing. I got to measure what are the probabilities for me to fail. And the most important measurement that you don't see anywhere is right here, is called impact. So what are the probabilities for me to fail and what will the impact be? I don't care if the failure percentage is 1%. If the 1% chance, the impact is to wipe me out completely, believe me, I won't do the deal. But it's 1% chance I'll lose I'm not going to do the deal. You see my point? It's a 99% chance I'll succeed. But if I don't, I will lose everything. And I don't want to risk it. Now digest this one a little bit. You will make a lot better decisions on real estate, even on your life. So now what we look for is, if I fail in this deal, how much will I lose? I'll lose nothing. I can deal with that loss. Okay, then I'll do it. Then now let me measure the probability of success. An example of this. Why do people buy a lottery ticket? The probability of success is 1 in 20 million. You will never make it. Come on. In your lifetime, you can buy every day. It won't happen. But the impact is nil. So what's $1 in the store? I'm standing buying candies. And, okay, give me some lottery ticket. Because the impact is nothing. You can lose all. Probability to win is slim to none. But the impact is so little, it doesn't affect you. Then all of a sudden, I go into a building that costs me $30,000 a month, but the impact on me is nothing. It's nothing. That's in just the Coach Tommy Hill figure, I make more than $35,000 a month. You understand my point? So okay, so that building subsidizes this one until I see what I'm going to do with it. And once I do this and that with it, I can make 5 to 15 million. Who knows? I want to do the condos, sell the condos, keep the hotel operation, sell the hotel operation later. You see my point? So once you take care of the downside, the upside could be unlimited. Very important to understand this. So now, if you figured out that if you lose the money, you're okay with that. You can afford it. You're not going to be ruined. You realize that if you have whatever chunk of cash, you should never risk, like when you go into the millions, you should never risk, the formula is you should never risk more than 25% in any one deal. So let's say you have $10 million. All of a sudden, bang. And you say, what do I do with the 10 million? No, you should think, what do I do with 2.5 million? You see my point? So the impact is smaller if you fail. I've heard so many people, oh, I used to be so rich and now I lost everything. Why? Because he did not know how to measure the risk. Put all his eggs in one basket. Okay, now, so we measure the risk and we're comfortable with the risk. So how do we manage it? That's when we get the guarantee. So my friend calls me. I'm in San Diego, Cherif. I've known you 20 years ago. I don't know if you remember me. David, I remember you. How are you? You know, I'm trying to put energy efficient things for hotels. I need $80,000 to finance a hotel. It's a Westin hotel in Irvine. It's going to make me a lot of money. Please help me out. $80,000. I'll pay you 12%, pay you 15%, 50%. Put it guaranteed against my home. I'm thinking, what's the probability of failure? Pretty high. What's the impact? 80,000. Nothing for me. Do I want to help the guy? Yeah, I want to help the guy. 80,000, probably he will pay me back. It's guaranteed against the home. I'm managing my risk by getting a guarantee. You got that? Yes or no? So measure it and manage it. You go to the bank. Hello, Mr. Banker. Cherif, we love you. It's incredible what you've done here. What other projects are you doing? I'm doing this, this, this. We would love to give you some money. Okay, give me the money. Yeah, you're very low, he says to me, you're very low risk to us. Your probability of success are the highest on the island. You know the tenants. You have exposures with big ads. You do this, this, this. But who need the collateral of the building? You understand my point? So get collaterals, get guarantees. Be like a banker. Be like an insurance person that measures risk, and be like a banker to get the guarantees. It will be very hard for you to fall. Every one of you does it. You may be doing it by nature. If you buy notes, Larry and Randy, what's the probability for them to pay? If they fail, do I have the guarantees? What's my downside? It's beautiful. So calculate that, but make it as your immediate way to measure things. Because people come to me and say, how are you paying $30,000 a month? Well, I can afford that. My probability of success are very high right now. And if I fail, the impact is very manageable. So, and how do I manage my risk? I have the tourism on my side. They want to do this and that, etc. So that's the 2 points on this one.